She don't come.
Virginia Tech plus 5.5. You can keep those points. We don't even need them. 2-1 last night. 2-0 the night before.
That thing to break over the middle of the plate.
I think he stepped out either.
Let's go to Arby's.
Good evening. No head show. Elio on assignment somewhere again tonight. So it'll just be Nappy and I tonight. As far as I know, I don't know if Elio will join us later. We just got a text from him just saying I can't. So we'll see where that leads us. Sometimes he shows up. But we got to talk a little. We got Thursday night, tomorrow night, Thursday night football, Patriots, Falcons. And we're going to get our prop plays for tomorrow night from Nap. So, Mr. Thursday night, first off, how did you do last Thursday night? I don't remember. Feels like a year ago.
So we had the, following up the big parlay from the week before, 500 on Thursday. I don't know, Patrick, if you can pull up. It's the one with the red and there we go. Let's see. My kicker prop, 5.5 points. That hit. That was fun. We're going to do another one of those this week.
Nice.
Gaskin, Gesicki didn't have a catch. I mean, that wasn't all. It ended up being. I don't get it. The Ravens were atrocious versus the tight end. The stuffed mushroom play of the week, the Malcolm Hollywood Brown over 4.5. That did hit, so we made up for that. Another one of those 3-team money line big parlays crashing down. Lost 2 of them. Tampa and
your buddy Tommy couldn't get it done in Washington.
Yeah, Tommy and the Ravens. Devonta Freeman, that was an easy one, or at least early, and then he struggled to get the over. So it was a wall. I mean, depending if you juiced the stuffed mushroom, and then the parlay was a train wreck. It was a 3-team, and I didn't send it to you, Patrick, but it was Ravens money line, so it already lost. It was Gesicki to score, Devonta Freeman to score. So it was 0 for 3. So, average night. Certainly not a bloodbath. But I didn't go through and tally up, from a unit standpoint, but like a 500 night. This is the one next week's the one everyone's been waiting for. I mean, I get texts and people coming at me like, you're going to have 3 games to choose from. I mean, that is a deadly. I feel like the Turk on a Friday looking at the college board for next Wednesday's show.
What's sad? What's sad is there's only a couple of Fridays left for that.
I know.
You got this weekend and then next weekend, and then it's over. There's no more big Saturdays. Although, you know what? They haven't been good to me this year, whereas last year they were. I had good Saturdays. I haven't had great Saturdays this year. I'm hoping to finish strong, but haven't put in they haven't been as much fun as they were last year. So
these next 2. I mean, we had obviously the Pats. So people are going to be cranked up. I also feel like I do better in those prop scenarios because I feel like I know that team. We watch the team more closely than you do some of the others. So some of the others you're going off, or I'm going off of numbers, right? I heard Elio the other night say, he uses numbers and kind of gut, and I feel like with the Thursday night games up to this point, it's more numbers, right? The Ravens give up a lot of yards to the tight end. Here's Mike Gesicki's number. He threw up a donut. I mean, he had 7 targets, but he had no catches. It didn't hit. I really like a few this week. First of all, I love the Pats. I mean, they're. I'd be shocked if they lose this game. Patrick, can you pull up the week 11? There it is. So, Hunter Henry's a guy of all the free agent signings, and I don't know if we spoke about this in the offseason, but the 2 I liked the most, the 2 I stamped, were Hunter Henry and Matt Judon. I didn't get the Jonnu Smith signing, with Henry. Didn't seem to make a ton of sense. It seemed like they were kind of hedging a little bit, like when they took Dalton Keene and Matt Asiasi in the same draft. Like, let's pick 2 and hope one of them pans out. But Henry's been a monster. He doesn't have a lot of yards and catches. And I just like that 3.5 getting the 125. You cannot parlay on the Barstool app receptions. You can only do yards. So when we get to the parlay in a minute, I'll show you guys. But the Hunter Henry over 29.5, I like that. The flip side of that, and this might feel like a hedge, but I like Matt Jones under 53.5. I actually think it's quite feasible. You could have Henry go over 30 and Mac under 250, right? So it's not, that's not crazy. It's more of an indictment on the wide receivers.
That is a high number for him.
It's a very high number, and I think the market is a little ahead of itself. I think 3 touchdowns last week.
Well, you also have the Falcon factor, though. But
are they going to need to pass? I don't think so, right? And that's ultimately what it's going to come down to. They're 7-point road favorites. I don't think they're going to have to throw. They're going to have Damian Harris back, it looks like. So that number looks high to me. Now, if I go back, let's see. Let's look at his week-to-week totals.
That's what I'm trying to pull up right now.
Yeah, I can. It's let's see. Last week 198, week before 139, week before 217. He's only broken it. Well, he's broken it 4 times. Miami.
Is he really? I wouldn't have guessed that.
I wouldn't have either. Miami, Saints, Tampa, and the Jets. He threw for 307. Some of those were just big busted plays. And, when you throw a 5-yard pass and the wide receiver goes for 60, it doesn't feel like you're airing it out, right? It's like running back yards. So I love it. And I really like Henry's over 3.5. The play I like the most is Kyle Pitts under 63.5. I saw somewhere tonight, I think the Pats are allowing like 30 yards a game to the tight end. He's the only thing they have. The one thing that the Patriots can do is take away the only thing you have if you have one thing. And
that's what they're good at. Yeah.
Your best thing, right? So they'll have people draped all over him. And I can't name the other. I think it's Russell Gage. And I'm not even, I don't know the other kid's name. I know it if I saw it, but I'm not going to try to find it. There he is.
Oh, wow. He is.
What's up, guys?
Dressed as Freddie Mercury in his
is that fresh merch? What is
I've got everybody up. We got bloody noses in the bathtub.
Nice.
Dinner being served at 9:30. It's just
why is dinner so late?
Mondays and Wednesdays they get back from gymnastics at 8:45.
Yeah, all of them?
Two. So it just what are you gonna eat like 8 times?
Yeah,
so
it's too many. It's too late. Yeah,
it's just so it's craziness over here. So let me ask you, Nappy, tell me, did you hit a big a bomb the other day?
2 weeks ago.
Well, what was it? Was it a 4-1?
Yeah, it was a. It ended up being a 3-team or a 3-prop parlay plus 2,200. Yeah, no, they're and close to a plus 700, and then we get a plus 410. So last week was a wash. We were just covering that. There wasn't much. The parlay this week I like. So we've got into some of these. If you take Hunter Henry over 29.5, take the Pats money line, you take Mac Jones under 250, and you take Kyle Pitts under 63. Those 4, it pays 950. So I like that along with my individual ones. This week I would actually play them individually and in the parlay. Usually I'll look at it like I prefer not to parlay them because 1-1 is unless it makes sense. When you put these big money line parlays in the Barstool custom parlay thing, it actually makes it more beneficial because if you take the Pats money line and parlay it with a couple others and that loses, they're 265. So you don't break even if you split. So you might as well parlay it, right?
What's the number on the Pats this week?
7.
They're that big of a favorite?
They're 7, yeah. I don't know that I like that number.
No.
It's just scary. Everybody's predicting they're going to win. I listen to everyone. People are now so high on the Pats.
It's nuts.
75% of the bet coming in on the Pats. I mean,
Atlanta's been. Everyone's watching.
It's partially Atlanta. It's partially Atlanta. I mean, it could be a 3-point game going on the fourth, and the Patriots can
Yeah.
win, 24.
You know what?
Ridiculous.
That's Mark. That's probably exactly how it's going to go. It's going to be a 3-point game
Yeah.
into the middle of the fourth, and then
That's
they're
will
going to
make
win
it
by
10.
40.
Then Ryan will throw a pick six.
Pick
and it'll be
six.
17, and then a fumble recovery, and they'll
Yes.
score on a short drive. Write this down because this is probably going to happen.
Oh, it's that. Yeah, if the Patriots win, that I think that's how they
It's
do it.
the Falcons. The Falcons implode more than people beat them. They just implode. It's,
They are brutal.
There's actually, I just saw right now, there's a prop out there on Bet Online, plus 1,000. Will the score in the Patriots Falcons game tomorrow night ever at any point be 28-3?
Plus 1,000, huh?
Plus 1,000.
Oh God.
Well, so you kind of walked me into my kicker prop. Young Ho Koo
Young Ho Koo,
over 5.5.
former Patriot, Young Ho Koo.
He doesn't miss that. That guy doesn't miss.
He's good. He and we had him in for a cup of coffee. He didn't make it. But I like it. Same thing, right? Like, are they going to score touchdowns? I think they can move the ball a little bit. So those are the 5. And like I said, if you pull that parlay up, Patrick, that's kind of how that's how you get to 950 if you want to mush a few of those together. And I think they make some sense. Obviously, the Pats got to win. 278 money line. I mean, that is but you can kind of play with it and take it out too. And it's but the fourth going 4 for 4 kind of offsets the high money line. So sometimes it makes sense to throw that in there if it's an easy favorite.
Yep. Did you see that lady selling my shirts online?
No. What
No.
Some lady just I literally right before I logged on with us.
I just saw you tweet "not my shirt," but I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, I just went under I'm still, even though I'm sort of into the Twitter game now, I still don't really know how it works all that well. I just logged on. I had like 20, tweets or whatever, and all from the same lady selling my shirt.
Really?
Like, had my shirt. I don't even know how that possibly she got it, but it's like you can literally click on the link and you can buy the shirt.
Where's the link?
I don't see the link.
Neither do I.
I mean, it was sent to me. It's this girl. I'm not near I'm hiding in my mudroom right now because if I go out there right now, I have 4 kids and my wife, and they might kill me. So I gotta stay in here.
Is she selling the tank top by chance?
I don't think it was the tank top. So I got the tank top. Where is it? I got the tank top on right now.
So maybe it's someone you sent it to who then just replicated it.
It's the pink one. No, but I just got it today. I don't even know how she. I literally got it. Mark, remember I said I just got it.
So I've seen that before in like forums of kayaks and stuff that I follow, where they'll take the kayak brand, and I think it's like robots that do it, and just they'll grab it and then send it back and say, "Here."
That's crazy. It's just craziness because I literally opened the package up. I posted a picture of myself being all like a model.
Yeah, now I'm seeing that right now.
You see the girl who's selling them, or
no? I see you in your pink shirt.
Oh, you like that? I knew it.
Then you in the tag. It's like the Freddie Mercury model here. Okay, so now I do see somebody, Iceman No Hedge, Mr. Archie. Limited edition. Hold on, limited edition. I click on it, and it's somewhere on Motif.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean,
they've got it in everything. They've got it classic women's, classic men's, long sleeve.
That's not fair. I'm not even selling them.
She's got it. $21.95. They got them all different colors, Elio.
What?
$21.95.
I just got it 3 hours ago.
Well, all they did was just took the thing that you did and put it on a shirt. It's not that hard.
Yeah,
no, I know it's not that hard.
And I'm sure if you buy it, they'll print it.
So maybe I can buy one off of that.
You got it in 6 different colors. Yeah, you mean it's not like that you've got this. They got it in 6 different. You could buy a 4XL, a 5XL.
If somebody if someone's gonna make $100 off me, at least let me make $100.
Wow,
unbelievable. But so you got a hockey mark, Colorado?
I got the Avalanche. They're up 1-0.
Nice.
My 2 football games. One is a loser, and the other one, Buffalo just came back from 2 touchdowns down to tie it up.
And what's the number?
+1.5.
Okay. So you're hoping for the tie?
But Northern Illinois is driving. So hopefully we get home to
Nappy, what do you think about the Patriots? Can you believe that they turned their season around? I'm shocked.
I can't. I mean, I can't.
You two were very down on the pass.
I
It was 2 against 1 on me.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I did bump them up a game. I did not expect them to play the Tennessee Titans and the Browns without Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, and Derrick Henry. They're going to luck out there a little bit. No Calvin Ridley in Atlanta. Maybe no Cordarrelle Patterson. So they're getting that luck. I still don't think they've beaten a lot of impressive teams, and I was willing to give the Chargers that kind of moniker until the Vikings went and beat the Chargers. Now I'm kind of wondering how good the Chargers are. So,
yeah, I agree with you on the Chargers. I never thought they were good.
So I want to see them beat somebody first.
Yeah, I disagree on that though. I'm just looking at the way that they're playing because the league itself sort of sucks.
That's what I think. I don't think there's anyone that's really that good.
The AFC definitely is bad. The AFC.
So I mean, there is good. Just use I always just use the eyeball test. They're definitely, I mean, as good as anybody in the AFC. I don't see. I mean, maybe Kansas City, but other than that, I don't see anybody in the AFC.
Yeah, I think Buffalo. It's hard to get behind. It's hard to get behind Baltimore after that game.
Yeah, Baltimore. That guy. I mean, that guy doesn't. I mean, regular season, he's gonna. I feel like he'll always win 11 games. But if you tell me we're playing Baltimore in the playoffs, I'm fine. I'm good with that.
But I don't look. Last week's game to me was a coaching thing, right? Cleveland gets the ball, they run down their throats with the third string running back, Dearness Johnston, like started in fantasy, by the way.
Good start.
Then we go back. Oh, he had a monster day. But then they don't run the fucking ball. Yeah. It's like these teams play into Belichick every week, and then they wonder what happened. And if you go, so early on, Mac Jones to me kind of felt like Chad Pennington. That game last week felt like Eli Manning. That chuck up to Kendrick Bourne in double coverage.
That was a great throw.
It felt like David Tyree, though, right? I mean, it was a great throw. It was a great catch. The ball to Hunter Henry on the sidelines. Great throw, great catch. Yeah. Everything hit for them in terms of, ball placement and that sort of thing. I just want to see it a little more. I think Tennessee would be a big win, even without Derrick Henry.
Yep, they're still good even without Derrick Henry.
But, Barmore talked about looks good. Judon's an animal. Yeah. Jackson's played well.
He's been awesome. He's been the best player.
Yeah. So in the line, I thought Trent Brown made a huge difference.
He does.
And I think Stevenson probably deserves to be. See, this is what drives me nuts about Pats fans. Where is the outcry for where's Stevenson been? He's been inactive because he fumbled. Guess what? Damian Harris has fumbled too. He did this with Stephen Ridley when they were giving the ball to Benjarvis Green Ellis and Danny Woodhead. He did it with Damian Harris when we gave the ball to Sony Michel to watch him run into the line for 2 yards, and now he's doing it with enough with the college games.
Yeah, he makes them earn their stripes.
Just give him the ball. He's their best back. Give him the ball. You don't hear anybody clamoring for this guy to get the ball.
Yeah.
He's been this way forever. You fumble, you sit down. He's done it to everybody.
But Damian Harris fumbled and
he sat him down too. And
for a quarter, and then
there wasn't much time left in the game. He fumbled in the final drive.
Right, but Steve
he sits him. He's done this forever. If you fumble, you sit down for the rest of the
game. Especially young guys. I feel.
But he's not even dressing them the next week. These guys are in Levi 501.
That's what he does. He does.
It's like, what do you?
At least he's consistent, right?
So we
He's
can have
done it for 20 some odd years. And it's Elio, you're right. He makes you earn
He makes.
time.
He doesn't let those rookies do
He
that.
doesn't let the
does not.
rookies just walk in and get what they're
Is
going
that-
to earn it.
is that, let me ask you this. If Stevenson goes out Thursday night, he runs for 30 yards in the first quarter and he fumbles, are you happy as a Pats fan seeing him sit on the bench for the rest of the game? I think it's crazy.
Well, I mean, it would just depend. Is the other kid playing?
Damian
I think they're
Harris
always-
is
Harris
Harris is cleared protocol. He's going to play.
Yeah, so I mean, if Harris plays, I think Stevenson might be a little bit better, but it doesn't. No, I don't. As long as one of those two guys are running, I think running back is so interchangeable that. And don't get me wrong, I think Stevenson's run the ball well. I think he's good. He's good.
Oh, he's been
But-
great. And
But
he
I think
he-
Harris runs the ball pretty well too.
No, he does. They get look if Brown and they were talking about this the other day. If on one of the radio shows, it does remind you, and I'm not saying this is 0-1 all over again, but the formula is right. The defense is pretty good. They can run the ball. They have a game manager, that quarterback. Mac Jones isn't a guy that you're going to put in the fantasy football lineup, right? But he's winning games. He's making throws when he has to make throws. And it's probably the formula that Belichick wants to rebuild on. I think the Pats are 28th in the league in terms of money allocated to the quarterback position. And when you can do that, you can really build a powerhouse in free agency around it. Now, I'd argue they wasted some money with Aguilar and Jonnu Smith and some of these guys, but some of their signings have been pretty good. And yeah, I mean, it's a far cry from what they looked like 4 weeks ago. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I think with the free agency, they were in a position they had to. I mean, I think it's like every year. You sign guys, some work, some don't work. They just had to make so many signings this year. Some of them were bound not to hit. Aguilar certainly looks like he's not anything great. I don't know what's up with Smith. He looks really good.
he's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt.
I mean, I know he's out, yeah, but something's got to be up with him because he's been nothing all year.
Yeah. Remember, he was the backup in Tennessee. He was never really a starter. The guy,
Right, he backed up Delaney Walker.
Delaney Walker forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep,
the
and-
kid's athletic. They're going to be able to use the kid if he's healthy. They'll be able to throw short passes, and he should be able to run.
He will make a play in a game that they need.
Yeah, they just overpaid for him, but
And they like
that's what
the
they
double,
do.
and the double tight end. It's trying to go back to the double tight end days. And
Well, it's such a mismatch. Tight end is a position. It's such a mismatch for any defense. If you've got athletic tight ends, there's no way to match them because the linebackers are way too slow. The quarterbacks are too small.
yeah.
It's just a big advantage. And going back to your quarterback thing, as far as the money situation, that's why like teams like Kansas City, even before that, it was Seattle. You know, you hit on those quarterbacks, Mahomes and Wilson. You got so much other money you can spend in all the plays because they're on the rookie contract. And as soon as they have to pay them, then the different story. That's why Brady was such the GOAT because he always took less, and then they could still pay other people.
Well, and he also played with really bad teams, bad defenses for a few years in spite of it. When you see what Mahomes is going through, Matt Stafford a little bit, you're right? Cleveland right now has to make a decision on Baker Mayfield. And do you hit the reset button and start over?
Aren't they getting tired of hitting the reset button out there? They draft all these quarterbacks, and eventually,
If you pay
he's
Baker
not bad. He's not
No.
bad. He's just not. He's not.
he's not 30
Guys,
million.
I'm jumping off. Peace.
See ya.
No, and he's not a $30 million guy. And so we have this, with buddies of mine, we talk about this all the time. The second you pay that mediocre quarterback, big time money, that's what happened to the Giants, right? Like once Eli Manning really cashed, like they could no longer compete because they couldn't surround him with talent. And he wasn't good enough to carry that team on his own the last 5 or 6 years of his career when he was making $25, $30 million.
Well, I mean, I don't know who's available free agency this year.
There's
I
not
don't
many.
know.
No, you almost just got to hope you can get a guy at 15 or in the second round, like a Dak Prescott, and your window is that rookie contract, and you hit it. And unless they are Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Mahomes, it's going to be very hard for Kansas City to compete. And I said it when they signed him. Yes, they had to sign him. They couldn't let him walk. That would have been crazy. But
So I think so. His contract jumped up this year, but it jumps up way much bigger next year.
correct. And
I'm actually going to get it right now.
you see the flaws of that team already. And, you know, he wasn't willing to do what Brady was willing to do, and what Ben Roethlisberger was willing to do. He was another guy that took less for multiple years so they could be competitive.
Yeah. So Mahomes next year, his cap number is 35 million, right?
I was going to guess 40. Yeah, no, it's crazy, and the cap's going to go up. I think if it's not next year, it's the year after. It goes up quite a bit with the.
They've got some guys on enormous cap
Oh,
numbers.
it's crazy. Yeah,
There's no way they could be under. They need. I think the Chiefs absolutely need it to go way up.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. Their window right now. The question is going to be: can Mahomes be successful with a new group of players like Brady was? Brady won 6 titles here, but he really did it with 2 completely different teams. That's what's been right. Like there wasn't any. This wasn't Jordan, Pippen, Rodman for 6. It would have been like Jordan with Pippen and Rodman, then Jordan with 2 other.
Well, yeah, he's basically had 2 careers. I saw that he had 3 careers here, but he had 2, he had 2 dynasties within his career here. You know, you had the 3 out of 4 in his first 4 years, and then he hit 3 out of 5 later on. Oh no, 3 out of 4 again, right?
Yeah.
No, 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Yeah, so he did it twice. With 2 totally different groups. And then he had that kind of group in the middle where they won a lot of games, but they couldn't really get over the hump anywhere.
They were built like the Chiefs are built this year, right? You couldn't run the football. You had Lawrence Maroney, Green Ellis, these guys that couldn't really run it.
They won a ton of games, though. It's unreal.
They did. Well, because the division was awful. But and their defense sucked, and they get to the playoffs and they get steamrolled in some games, right? I mean, the Ravens came in here and absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah, they did.
With Wes Welker and Randy Moss, because that was the year, you watch the Belichick documentary. He's like, all we have is Welker and Moss, and if you take Moss away, like we're toast. Yeah. And that's what's happening in Kansas City, right? And that's what's happening in Buffalo. Buffalo can't run the ball either, and Buffalo's got a better defense.
So the Patriots play them twice in December. Boy, oh boy, talk about the schedule maker hitting it on that one, huh?
No, those are going to be fun. Those are going to be fun ones.
Are those Sunday nights or Monday nights? Or
they
anything?
may get flexed. They may be late enough in the season where they can get flexed. I don't believe they are right now. Let's see. Schedules, Pats. We have Monday Night Football, December 6th.
Is that Bills?
That's at Buffalo. And then the 26th of December, the day after Christmas, 1 p.m. I believe that game will be eligible to be flexed. Right now, that's what week? That's week 16.
Yeah.
So week 16, the Sunday night game, the Cowboys Redskins. I have a hard time thinking that Cowboys Redskins game is going to mean anything then, and that will probably get bumped.
Yeah, so Bills Patriots could be, especially if it's this close. Who do they? So they play the Colts this year.
Yeah.
So they got to play Atlanta, Tennessee, Buffalo. Then they got their bye. So they got a late bye. So that'll be good.
The schedule lines up very nicely for them. No, there's no question about the bye placement when they're playing these teams. So it should be good. So tomorrow night for this game, Tony's going to be functional. What are you behind? Are you tending bar tomorrow night?
I will be there tomorrow night. I will. I'm just watching this Buffalo. I will be there tomorrow night. We'll see how we go. We're not a very late night play. Some of these games starting at 8:20, but I stay as long as people want to stay. So we'll at least get the first half.
I was going to say, maybe we'll get the first half in. And I was tempted to go down to Atlanta.
Well, that's right.
I kind of wish I had now, but it's just as well. We'll go West Roxbury, Atlanta. But what's the difference?
No difference at all.
No
difference at all.
No.
So, all right. So that's good. That's what we got for tomorrow night. You got those plays tomorrow night. Tweet those out.
Yep.
I got one hockey going on tonight. Colorado. These football games. I don't know. We'll see how this ends.
What was the other night? You were really cranked up. Was it 2 nights ago? You had a big night?
I went 2-0 the other night, yeah. And then last night was not a great night. I hit a 250 dog in the NHL.
Yes.
And the other 4 all come. I lost 2 games in overtime. I mean, so realistically, you got a bounce of a puck and we have a really good night. But they both went against us, and we ended up 1-4. So we'll see how Colorado goes. I may add a game in the NHL right now. I'm going to take a look when we get off. But if not, that's it. One hockey play tonight, 2 football, which don't look good. So we may have to add a hockey play to level this night out. But that's that, Nap.
All right.
Send out your plays, tweet them out. Let's go Pats tomorrow night.
Listen, I'm bringing a tape measure tomorrow for this for the sub.
Bring it. Yeah,
I will be in tow.
Let's bring it. Yeah, absolutely. We'll bring a tape measure. We'll measure it. We'll put it out there.
All
All right, I'll see ya.
See ya.
Bye.